Hello friends, welcome back to the main event and a very happy new year to you. We have seen in WWE over the course of 2023 many crazy things can happen, such as CM Punk returning to the company, The Rock returning, and even John Cena going off on a really good run. But what is going to happen this year? Well, I'm here to talk about some of my predictions for 2024. Now, these could be wrong, you could disagree, and obviously you're going to put in the comments if you don't like it, which is perfectly fine, but please leave your predictions for 2024 down in the comments. I'm going to be talking about some wrestlers maybe coming in or leaving the company. I'm going to be talking about some championships and maybe even some business. But let's get straight into it with my first prediction for 2024. Cody Rhodes doesn't finish the story yet. Now, the reason I say this is obviously because of records. I mean, Roman's run has been going on now what feels like forever, and I believe he beats Hulk Hogan's record around SummerSlam time. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. I think they're going to want to shock people again at WrestleMania. Like, it all seems to be perfect. Cody Rhodes goes and wins the Rumble, even though I predict it's going to be a draw between him and CM Punk. That was not a prediction for this video. Probably should have been. Cody will go and face Roman again at WrestleMania 40. And usually we'd say, oh, this time he's got to win. Well, my friends, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Triple H, he loves a shock and he loves a good heel. And Roman, as much as he's been on TV, has been a very good heel. And in some ways a good champion, regardless he's only defended it, well, like 3-4 times. So I think Roman will beat Cody to give us a shock. I do think Cody will beat Roman this year for the title, and I think it will be at SummerSlam. Maybe to shock us into thinking, oh, Roman's going to win and beat Hogan's record, and it doesn't happen because they all like Hogan over there, don't they? Also, third time's a charm as well, so hopefully we do see Cody finally win the big one and finally finish the story, because this has been going on for far too long now. Plus, I think Roman needs a break, even though he's been on a break for ages. My next prediction is to do with TV deals, and it's to do with Monday Night Raw, because it's the only show we don't know where it's been renewed to. Obviously, SmackDown is on the USA Network, and NXT will be a part of CW. I don't think Monday Night Raw is going to be going to WBD, which everybody's thinking is going to happen, you know, like screw AEW. I think they are going to be picked up by a streaming platform. Now, whether it be Disney or Amazon, because I think they're the two big players here. I actually think it might be Amazon because they have a lot more sports on Prime. It doesn't really matter. I think it will be a major deal. There's going to be a lot of money at play. Plus, Disney Plus and Amazon are both very open to international waters. It's not like HBO Max where you only really get it in America, and we have to wait over here in the UK for ages for something to broadcast, if it does even get broadcast. So I think there is going to be a big money deal this year for Monday Night Raw, and they're going to try and push it as the A brand again, even though it does really feel that way. Also, with the fact if it goes to Amazon, they can literally advertise their products on WWE TV, which obviously with TKO, and we know how much they love advertising, I can see us watching, and then Xavier Woods shows up and he's like, here, look what I just got on Amazon. It is some bolt cutters or a brick, and then we get a death match. My third prediction for WWE in 2024 this year is to do with a call-up, and that call-up specifically is Tiffany Stratton. I think she is going to be the breakout star on the main roster of 2024. I don't see her coming up till after Mania because there's nothing really for her to do beforehand. I suppose you could chuck her in the Rumble, but Tiffany in NXT has run its course, and it feels like her rivalry currently with Fallon Henley is the end of it. We all know how good she is. We all know that she's nailed her character down in NXT, and we all know she can go. I mean, her matches with Becky Lynch this year were just mwah. But I think Tiffany has the character that really works on WWE's main roster right now. They're starting to lean a bit more into characters instead of just I am person who fights. Whether she goes to Raw or SmackDown, I don't think it really matters. I think she's going to be a standout in the women's division, unlike people like Zoe Stark, who, as great as she is in the ring, character-wise hasn't come across very well. Tiffany's got the character and the in-ring skill. So I think she is going to come in And by the end of 2024, we're all going to be looking at Tiffany going, strap a title to her, if she already doesn't have a title because of a mega push. My next prediction is that Damian Priest will finally cash in that Money in the Bank contract and win. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen on Seth Rollins. That makes me think I might change this prediction. Yes, Damian Priest is going to cash in on Seth Rollins at WrestleMania during the match. Rollins will get his Mania main event, as will CM Punk, and they're both really happy about it. And during the match, Priest comes in, pins, I don't know, Rollins, 1, 2, 3. But to add to this prediction, I also think he's only going to be a transitional champion. I don't think they will want Punk beating Rollins or Rollins beating Punk at the moment, due to they're both major stars. If Punk goes over Rollins, everything Rollins has done really just feels a bit like, oh, but he was never that good. And if Seth beats Punk at Mania, I mean, Punk's return will kind of feel quite dwindled if he doesn't have a TV match before, well, after the Rumble and before Mania. So having Priest come out and pinning one of them to take the championship and be like, yeah, right, I'm right good, and then losing it, not necessarily the next pay-per-view, but maybe the one after that, to CM Punk, would be really useful on keeping both Seth and Punk slightly safe and getting the title on Punk, because I think that's where they're wanting to go with this. Obviously, then you could have the Judgment Day turn on Priest because he gets all right cocky, and you know, you're leading to the Judgment Day Civil War after that. Now let's end this on two kind of sad, somewhat sad, no, sad predictions. My first one is that Drew McIntyre will leave the WWE. We all know there's been disputes between Drew and people backstage about his creative and, you know, where he's going, and we don't really know what's happening with his contract right now. I think he's on the way out of the door. If he doesn't win a world title, when this comes out, I don't know whether it is before or after day one. Probably before. If Drew doesn't win, which, let's be fair, he's not going to, I can see him up in ship and getting out of there. Where do I think he'll go? Oh yeah, he'll go to AEW, and I don't think much will change for him there. Maybe getting the world titles and not necessarily winning because they don't see him as the main event guy. Regardless, we've all seen Drew physically carry a company on his shoulders throughout a pandemic. But I think it's going to get too much of the guy, and I think, yeah, he's off. I think he's out the door. And my final prediction in this video, I know there's probably many more I've not really thought about, and these are just the ones that came to the top of my head first. I think John Cena is going to announce his retirement at Crown Jewel. If it was Crown Jewel, I think it was Crown Jewel, maybe it was Superstar Spectacle. I don't know. The last Saudi Arabia show, we saw Solo Sikoa absolutely dominate John Cena, and it was quite a strange thing to see, especially from someone like Solo. When we saw it with Brock, made sense. With Solo, this was all obviously part of John Cena's return run while the SAG-AFTRA strikes was happening. I mean, he put some people over, but he never really had a good showing. He kind of showed like he might not have this anymore, especially like when he returned to fight Austin Theory. He did nothing in that match. And John Cena is a man who, as much as he likes to act it all out, does sometimes speak some truth. And I can imagine he has been thinking about retirement. But I think 2024 might be the year he finally announces it. Whether we get the last match at WrestleMania, or he announces his retirement and it will be at the WrestleMania in 2025, we don't know. But I do think it's coming. And I think we're going to be losing arguably one of the best to ever do it, especially in my eyes. I grew up with the guy. It'll be sad, but everybody has to do it sometime. And they were some of my predictions for WWE in 2024. What predictions do you have, or do you just like to disagree with some of mine? Please leave it down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you are new here, please remember to hit that subscriber bell and drop a like on the video. I don't think it matters in the algorithm now, so just like it. We'll be back for a AEW predictions video, and that'll come up very, very soon. So thank you so much for watching. I've been Toby King, and I will see you soon.